Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing an S-Series, circa 1993 Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona, reference 16518 in yellow gold. The timepiece measures 40 millimeters in diameter by 12.1 millimeters thick by 47.7 millimeters lug tip to lug tip with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it fits quite well. It's not even close to overlapping the edge of my wrist, and you can see that from over the top as well as down the barrel. The watch is also nice and flat, so it'll sit easily underneath a dress cuff. I recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. This is an easy watch to wear for men and women. It's even easier to wear than the same watch on a bracelet because the strap pulls straight down out of the lugs. You don't have to worry about end links or the rigidity of a bracelet here. So we have an uncommon accessory on a Daytona, which is a leather strap, and it's black medium rectangular scale alligator leather in a semi-gloss finish. It has a folded edge. It has a monotone stitch on the bottom. You can see it's calfskin, and it's a brand new Rolex factory strap. We have an old school Rolex clasp here, a combination of satin and polish externally. We have 5 divots drilled inside the clasp, so you can use your strap tool with the spring bar that's built into the strap to change the anchoring point inside the clasp. Once closed, the clasp is secured by a clamshell lock. Secured until you pop it open, and of course roll back to the case flank. There is a little end link that Rolex uses between case and strap on the strap-clad models that helps to close the gap between them, so you don't have a large, raw, gaping hole between case band and strap. You have this little semi-link that helps to keep it integrated in appearance as though we're on a bracelet. Now we have a simple, fluid, and handsome case design. This is the Daytona case, more or less as it's existed continuously since the debut of the modern Daytona, the 40mm automatic Daytona in 1988. We have a screw-down crown. It's a trip lock in gold. We know this because it has 3 dots, with the center dot being the largest. That means a trip lock in gold. Screw-down crowns, screw-down pushers. The watch is water-resistant down to 100 meters. We have a bezel with a 400-unit tachymeter, which, along with the chronograph complication, allows you to gauge the speed of an object moving quite fast. Unless you're good with mental decimals, it's going to be between 400 units and 60. The dial is a gold sunburst with applique 18-karat yellow gold indices and crown with matching gold hands. As you can see, this watch features a later tritium style, or I should say luminova style dial in place of the original tritium, and at some point Rolex factory swapped that, so it will glow by night, but it is not the original factory tritium dial, and I think it's important to be clear about that. It is a very attractive dial, though, in outstanding condition, as the black on yellow gold sub-registers are absolutely bewitching. And as you can see, each one features a polished chapter ring, both inboard and outboard, so there are 2 polished chapter rings on each one of those registers, and they are quite attractive. Inside the case, we have the Zenith-based Rolex caliber 4030, 31 joules, automatic winding, 50-hour power reserve, 8 beats per second, column wheel with a lateral clutch, free sprung balance with a handmade overcoil hairspring adjusted for a COSC chronometer certification. This watch has it all. The El Primero movements were exceptionally rare in Rolex Daytonas because, while Rolex industrial production is massive, Zenith was providing the movements back in the 90s and late 80s, which means Rolex was at the mercy of Zenith's production capacity. Zenith could put out about 25,000 chronograph movements a year through the 90s, some of which went to Zenith's own watches, some of which went to the Rolex Daytonas, and some of which went to other brands supplied by Zenith. So these 90s Daytonas are quite scarce by virtue of the fact that Zenith was making the movements. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.